Guys, I'm going to go over how to get started on your element brochure and show you how to access the template that you guys are going to be using to build your brochure. Once you log on to Cougar Campus, you guys are going to go into your assignment center. In your assignment center, you should see under Labs the element brochure, part 4 of the element project. You're going to go ahead and click on that. When you click on it, you're going to see a description of the project, a short one. A much more detailed version of this you'll see inside of your element packet under part 4 of the brochure. To get to the template, underneath links here, you can go ahead and click on where it says click here for a brochure template, and it's going to go ahead and open the template up for you, and you can kind of get a brief overview of what it looks like right here. I just threw some random pictures in and chose Seaborgium as my element just to help show you guys where the formatting of the brochure and where I want everything to go. The first thing you guys need to do though once you open it up is make a copy of it. You're not going to actually edit this one. I don't even think you'll be able to. So you're going to go to File, you're going to click Make a Copy, and then you're going to rename your brochure with your full name. So you would type in your first and your last name, and then the element that you guys are doing for your project. And then you're going to save it. And when you share it back with me when you're complete, this is how I'll find it in my document so that I can print it out and grade it for you. I'm going to cancel this and show you guys a little bit of some formatting tips. Okay, number one, the different sections of the brochure correspond to your element packet. So if you read through part 4 of your element packet, which tells you all the things that you need in your brochure, I kind of have those typed out on this template. All you have to do is fill them in. So you can see the front page. This is my trifold brochure. You're going to want to type in the name of your element where it says name of element here. Type in your name in this section right here, and then fill in the information for the chemical symbol, etc. as you move down through this section here. I just happened to choose a picture of the guy who they named Seaborgium after. You can choose any photo you want for that. If there's a really cool picture of your element, if you can see it, feel free to put that picture there. Or if there's a neat, a neat element square like this one, any picture that is interesting and intriguing, go ahead and throw right on the front of your brochure. The back of your brochure is going to be where your bibliography is. You do not need to use MLA format. You can if you want to, but you're welcome also just to cite the website if you use a website. If you use some type of print source to get information from, I would prefer that you do that in MLA. But you really just need to make sure you have 5 of them, and that includes wherever you get your photos from. So if you have like 3 or 4 photos, that's 4 sources right there for your bibliography. On this other trifold section over here, interesting facts and trivia. So interesting facts would be cool things about your element. So, you might have an element that isn't really used for much. That's kind of interesting. Nobody really uses it for anything. Maybe it was created in a laboratory. It doesn't exist on Earth for very long. Those would be interesting facts. If you have some good trivia regarding your element, maybe there are questions that you already answered in the back of your brochure or in the rest of your brochure, and you want to just include some questions in this section to make the brochure a little bit more interactive, I suggest you do that. And then you can throw just any cool pictures you want in any of these empty sections here or up here as well. If we go down to the next page, you can see here's where you're going to give me a brief description of the element, color, texture, crystal structure, if that's appropriate. And then you want to include a Bohr diagram of it right here, showing its electron configuration. This middle section here moves on to the physical features where you get whether it's radioactive, does it have an odor, is it inert, where is it found in nature if it is? If it isn't, just say it isn't found in nature. What's its state at room temperature? And then what is it classified as? Classified as metal, non-metal, metalloid. Then last but not least, you have the history and its uses, and feel free to fill up any empty spaces with photos again. Now, if you are taking photos off the internet, sometimes when you drag them into the brochure, you have to reformat them. Otherwise, they kind of mess it up a little bit. what I recommend doing is dragging them into a separate document, setting them up to the right size that you want, and then cutting and pasting them right into this document. Otherwise, often what they'll do is just, they'll mess with the formatting and make it a little bit tricky for you to get it back to the way it was. If that happens, what I would do is just, go back, undo until you get back to the original formatting, and try and cut and paste it maybe from your desktop or from a Word document or from a Google Doc. Those are some ways that make it a little bit easier. If you type too much in one section, for instance, if I keep typing here, blah, 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 you'll see that the rest of this column here moves on to the next page, and it kind of extends it off the edge. You want your entire brochure to be on only 2 pages. You don't want it to extend on to 2.5, because then it does not fold correctly. So what you want to do then is either, in this case, you could reformat the size of the picture. So I could drag it smaller and then it fits back on this page, or you can change your font, either change your font size or, erase what you have written there to make it more appropriate. Excuse me. Last but not least, please, please, please feel free to change the colors. It's really easy to change the colors, and if you guys don't change the colors, when we hang up all the brochures, they all look kind of gray and boring. Feel free to change the color of the font. The font size is really easy to change. You just highlight it. You can go up to your control menu here. Feel free to change the font. You can change the font color with this handy little text color formatting option right there. If you want to change the color of the background, all you do is click on the background for each individual section you're in. You go up to more if you don't have your whole menu showing. This little button right here is my painter's background color, and you can change it to red if you want to. If you want to change the border for this area right here, you're going to use this color, and maybe we want to change that to blue, but maybe you guys want to do it in a dotted line just to make it a little bit more interesting. Feel free to mess with the different colors to make it fit your element and be appropriate. Obviously, we want to make it easy to read. I am going to print these in color, but when things are completely rainbow and psychedelic, it might make it a little bit tricky to get the information from. And I think that's it. When you guys are done with this, as I said, you're going to share it back with me by the due date, and then I'll be going through and printing them off for you guys, and you'll be done with your element project. If you have any problems with this when I get back from Pathfinder next week, feel free to come in and see me. I think your due dates are the 11th and the 14th respectively, depending on odd and even. So you guys have until you guys have almost another week and a half to work on this after today. Good luck, and I'll see you guys soon.